Oh, crow out on the hill, can you tell me? Oh, crow out on the hill, can you tell me?
If there's one thing the video game lineup over the last few years has been missing, it's interdimensional space operas. Thankfully, the Aussie studio Beethoven and Dinosaur have us covered, with the side-scrolling platformer/rhythm game, The Artful Escape. You play as Francis Vendetti, a talented soloist with a passion for glam rock, living in the gorgeous cliffside town called Calypso, that I'm assuming is just super into sun safety, rocking all those sunnies. I can get behind that. Slip, slop, slap, spawnlings. But despite the beautiful backdrop, life for our dear Francis is far from perfect, as he struggles living in the shadow of his uncle, Johnson Vendetti, a legendary folk singer and local hero of Calypso. Torn between being the man the town wants him to be and becoming the man he dreams of, Francis is suddenly caught up in an out-of-this-world jam session, impressing some of the cosmos's finest and wackiest beings.
Are you experiencing the wonder thrill?
Having no idea what I was getting into at first, I'll admit I was quite surprised when the prawn wearing a cape showed up 20 minutes in.
Greetings.
But The Artful Escape never lets you dwell in its weirdness for too long. It just is. The actual gameplay, though, is kept quite simple and sensical. Holding down Shift, or X, lets Francis shred, and the music he creates affects the environment around him. Every location you visit on your quest is a feast for the eyes and the ears, as you shred your way over vibrant landscapes, dusty deserts, and lush forests. There's a great sense of flow to the movement, as you use double jumps to launch yourself over large gaps and use the momentum to cruise your way across giant slopes. I did hit a few little bumps here and there when a jump wouldn't quite line up, but outside of losing your own sweet rhythm, there's no real punishment for failure, so I was right back to the action in no time. The same goes for the performance sections. These are some of the most visually in-your-face parts of the whole game, and I loved every single one. They play out like a round of Simon Says, where Francis has to copy the notes displayed in the right order. You can take these sections as slowly as you want if you've got a better memory than I do, but half the fun is the drama of it all. And if you slip up, it's no big deal. You just lose the rhythm and start again from the top. But when you do nail it and those epic closing notes start playing, it is just so dang cool. There are also a few parts where you can rock out freestyle, mixing up the notes to your liking while you gawk at the scenery. But I prefer the tension and the spectacle of those live laser-lit shows. When you're not rocking out though, The Artful Escape has plenty of creatures to talk to, both human and very not human. I'm not personally a musician, but I think a lot of the themes talked about here will connect with anyone who's struggled with feeling insecure or finding their place in the world. This is aimed at older spawnlings, so it might not be everyone's cup of tea, but it never steps into preachy territory, although Francis does occasionally spout some interesting lines. I managed to get through the story in about 5 or so hours with breaks, which I feel is the perfect amount of time for a game like this, never letting you get too used to the wildness so that it becomes predictable. Beyond its psychedelic, dreamlike spacescapes and glam rock vibes, The Artful Escape carries with it an important message to stay true to yourself and not become someone you dislike for the sake of making others happy. It's a dazzling game in every sense of the word, so I'm giving it 4.5 out of 5 rubber chickens. In fact, I was so inspired, thought I'd perform a little rock out for you all here today. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4.